Welcome back to my channel, everyone. For those of you that haven't seen it before, Sully's Rods and Customs. Currently doing up this HQ 2-door Monaro. It's a GTS, it's only 253, but a HQ GTS Coupe. Tonight we're going to be finishing off the diff. Going to install the upper trailing arm top bushes onto the diff. So I'll swing the camera around and I'll show you what that is. Don't forget, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it with your mates if someone's building a coupe or just rebuilding the diff like we're doing here tonight. And don't forget to subscribe. The tools we're using for tonight's job, we have this is a trailing arm, control arm bush press. It's just like a U, like a strong back. Has a couple of washers down this end of it. You just slide take the nuts and washers off the end of it. You slide your bush in. This part goes up against the back side of your housing on your diff, and then this sort of sits in there like that. And as you tighten the nut, because it's pressing against the back, it just pulls the bush into the diff mounts. I've got some verniers, digital verniers here. When I measured the three different versions of bushes, the old originals that came out, the new, I think like a polyurethane type bush, and the new old spare ones that I actually tracked down. 3 different sizes, so make sure you got the right size. This one here, you can actually see again, like I mentioned, that ridge line there is how tight it was to get in there. It's more than a millimetre clearance to try and press that bush in, so it was never going to go in. Got a shifter, 19mm socket on a ratchet. That's the size of the nut and the bolt on the end of the bush press. And I have this is just my Ryobi impact with a long series 19mm socket. That's all you need to press that in, and it's probably, I don't know, including knocking out the old ones, probably a 15-20 minute job. Installing the rubber bushes to go to the top control arms. So these normally go in here. You can see these are the old ones that I've already knocked out. So the way you get them out is they're kind of hanging through. They're kind of hanging through the top lugs there, and I just punch them in with a dolly or a punch, and it kind of collapses it, and they pretty much just knock straight out. So I purchased some new ones online. These aren't nolithane, but they're kind of like that rubbery sort of style stuff. When they arrive like this, with as the bush part and the center pin. Just push that center pin in the hole, make it one piece. So you can see this little press line on here. I got my press set up over there, which is like the bush press. I tried to press this in, but it just kept getting jammed. So I thought I'd better measure that against what the standard ones are. So you can see here's a standard bush. Let me just go to the front over here. What does that say? 46.79, 46.8. These ones I bought were, what are they at? 47.73. They're almost a millimetre bigger. So 1 millimetre extra of interference to go into that bush there, it's never gonna go in there. So I went to the other ones I bought online. I went to Wollongong Auto Parts, took the spare bushes with me. They gave me actual original ones they still had in a packet. This is what they actually look like. They don't have that sort of, you can see on these original ones here, the end is just pretty much straight with a slight little taper there. On these aftermarket versions, see the big radius in the front? I'm guessing they put that on there to try and get you to be able to get a lead on it and get it pressed in. But again, when you buy the original new old stock, see that slight little tape on the front, that little lead? This thing will almost make a start in there and stay there by itself without being pressed in. The other one will never go in there. So there's the three versions of them. Original new old spare, and the aftermarket. it's not Nolithane or I don't know what it's called, but it's the real rubbery sort, the real silicone sort of rubber. Well, this is original rubber, like the old one. Just the old ones were swollen. So to measure, again, measure the original 46.7. Measure the new versions. It's 47.13, so it's half a millimeter bigger. So that end there where you get it to start is the right size at 46 point whatever it is. So it gets the lead to start on there. So what I do then is I get a bit of thread ease or never sees. I buffed out the bush with a wire wheel. I put some of the never see stuff, you can see it on the actual bush over there. You can pretty much see it's just like a couple of bits of inch by inch or 25 by 25 key steel. It's got a bolt going through the middle of it with a washer on the back of it here. And all you do is you tighten this bolt up and it will pull the bush in. Not sure if you can actually see it going in there, but trust me, it's going in. Let me just grab the shifter to hold the back steel here. I'm trying not to damage all the fresh paint on the diff. But you just keep pressing this, pulling this like this, and that thread just pulls that bush in. Oops. Anyway, I'll finish driving it in. I'll show you when I'm done. You can actually see that it's nearly all the way through. I don't know if you can actually see that from there. You can see it from there. See that it's the bush is nearly all the way through. I'm just going to impact and drive that through right now. And because I need a long series socket to get on there. But you can see on the original bush here, there's a step. I'll show you on the here's an old one here. You can see on the original bush there's an actual shoulder or a step there that you pressed it in up against it. Same with this one, same with that one down there. So I'll press it into there and I'll show you how it fits when it's done. Right, let's hold that with a shifter. Let's zip this up. Alright, there you can see the bush is pressed in. Wipe off that never sees that got all smeared around there when I put it in. Last thing you want is all grease and stuff stuck around the back of your car here. Anything that has oil or grease exposed will just attract dirt and dust. So there you can see that bush is pressed in. Really didn't take much to do. I'll roll it over so you can see it a bit better. There you go. So that's one of those genuine new old spare bushes pressed in. I'll do this one now and I'll show you the process again. There we go, painted never sees in the bore. We'll put a little bit of it on the outer edge of the bush. I have this tool again, I'll put it through here. The bush goes through the middle of it till it lines up in there. Oops, I better get the plates ready. Big plate, the big washer goes on first. smaller washer after, bit of lube on the thread, tighten the nut up. Right, like that. I'll get the impact and the shifter just to get it started. Yeah. Alright, there we go. It's that easy. Again, I'm going to give this a bit of a degrease before I install the diff in the coupe, as I don't really want to have all this oily, greasy crap underneath it, so it builds up underneath there when I'm driving it around. Again, just give it a quick clean to make sure it's all done and above board. So there you go, that's the two upper trailing arm bushes for the diff installed. Let's just have a quick look at them, how they look there. There you go. Now that's how it looks. That's a complete diff now. So you can see the diff is fully complete. There it is. New brake lines. All the drum brakes have been rebuilt. New brake lines. New flex hose. New flex hose to hardline coupler. New bushes. New handbrake cables. Sandblasted and painted the diff cover. It's full of oil already. It's got a new filler plug in there. I've just got to buy a little tab that goes on the bottom of it that shows what sort of diff it is. It's not a limited slip diff. It's only a 253 that's in this Monaro, so it's an open centre. I think it says it on here somewhere what it is, on this washer somewhere. 278 open centre diff. Diff cover's got all new bolts in it. New bolt through to hold the hard line to flex hose. Yeah, it's schmick. New bearings, seals in the ends. That's it, ready to install in the coupe. Same as all the other videos. Time for some liquid refreshments. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't say it often enough. If you like what I'm doing here, don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button.